Alright, my name is Matthew Morris, French horn teaching video. My first one got kind of cut off at the beginning, so we're just going to do the whole thing over again. Brianna, I'm teaching her. Okay, so Brianna, on the first day of French horn class. We're just going to cover some basics here in the next 12-15 minutes. So first of all, we're going to just go ahead. We don't need our mouthpieces right now, so just kind of keep it, handy. What we're going to do right now is just learn the different aspects of the French horn, so starting off with your body and how it should look when you're playing the French horn. So when you're playing the French horn, it's important that you're sitting while you're standing. And when I say that, it's kind of implied. I want you to go ahead and stand up, and then go ahead and put your arms out like this, and sit down like you're standing. And so I want you to keep a nice 90-degree angle with your legs. Your body should be at a nice 90-degree angle straight up. You don't want to be sitting like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, because that can affect your airstream that comes up from the diaphragm and through your mouth. So it's always important to make sure you keep that in mind. Also, when you're playing French horn, some people like to sit this way because it's more comfortable, just depending on how we get to the French horn. That's just some things. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to work with the mouthpiece. We're going to learn how to buzz right now. So right now we're just going to get a general concept. Think of the word ma. Ma. Or, say the word ma. Yeah, exactly. You notice that your mouth is nice and open. You don't want to go like this, like here. You want to think ma. And with that sound, you get the embouchure. And the ah sound, you get a nice openness in the back of your throat. Right. Now, when you're playing French horn, you don't play like this. You actually buzz, which is having a small aperture in the middle of the mouth, in the middle of your lips, while you're thinking that sound. So when you're blowing out with a very small hole, you will sound something like this. Why don't you go ahead and try that? Exactly. It's always always make sure that when you're playing, just keep these nice and firm. Make sure air doesn't escape from that. Don't make it over tight. You don't want to make anything tight. You always want to make it this strong and firm. So why don't we just do a couple of repeat after me exercises? So. Oh, very nice job. Let me see how much time I've running. 3 minutes. Oh, man. I'm doing pretty well. Alright. Okay, we're okay. I'll get to more. So, now we can just apply that to the mouthpiece. And when you're having the mouthpiece to play with, it's important that you keep the mouthpiece in a correct place. So, what you want to do is go ahead and put your mouthpiece up. And unlike trumpet or mellophone, you want to have a third of it of the mouthpiece on your lip, on the bottom lip, and 2/3 of it on the top. So if you're looking at it like this, you would have this bottom third on the bottom lip, and the rest of it be on the top lip. So it wouldn't be centered, completely centered. It'd be more upwards. And when you're buzzing, you also want to keep the same and ah feeling in there, just to make sure it's nice and loud. So when you get around to playing on the mouthpiece, it sound like this. Why don't you go ahead and give it a try? Good job. It's just something different. So we're going to just do a couple repeat after me exercises. So we're going to go ahead, and I'll go first for 4 beats, and you go second. Very nice, very nice. Make sure you keep that sound, nice and firm embouchure, so air doesn't escape, and you can actually keep good, clear sound. Now, what can you tell that's wrong with my what's wrong with just me in general, with me sitting like this and buzzing like this? Is this correct posture?
It should be more angled.
Right.
And it should be in the center of your lips.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm glad you pointed those out. It's a little quiz I wanted to see if you got, and you passed. Good job. Yeah. So now that we know how to buzz, now I know how to do it. Just some simple stuff. We're gonna go ahead and put our mouthpiece on the French horn and play some notes. Yep. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, the first note we're going to learn is called open C. Now, what do you think I mean when I say open C?
Open as in no fingers?
That's right. Now, before we actually start playing, there's a lot of stuff, as you can see, on this French horn. You should probably learn just the basics of the French horn, what it is, just some of the different parts. As you can see, it's one giant coil of metal, as you can see with all the different turns and stuff. This right here, mouthpiece, you know that. You keep going, you have your water hole right here, or spit valve if you like to say so. It gets all the unnatural spit so you don't have a nice gurgling sound in there. You have the bell. Some bells are actually detachable from the French horn, just to conserve space. Just like on the trumpet, you have the valves. You have the valves, and then you have the trigger, which is where your thumb is, which can change the key of the French horn. You have your main tuning slide, and then 3 more right here, of which we'll go into detail tomorrow. And then we also have, actually, I think that basically covers it. What would you call this thing right here? What is this?
The bell.
That's right. And mine doesn't come off, but yeah, like I said, some of them come off. I don't think yours does either. Do you know what this is called?
Main tuning slide?
That's right. And that's where you get the, just how you tune the instrument in general. And then you have the 3 other tuning slides right here, which can help tune the individual valves. What is this called?
A trigger.
A trigger, exactly. All right. So now that you have a very basic view of, I think I lost it. Okay, for 8 minutes. Now that you have a basic view of what the French horn is, we're just gonna go ahead and play open note C. And when you're playing, it should sound like, oh, that's right. Before we even do that, probably holding the French horn would be a good thing to know. Yeah. So, I'm sorry about that. I'm getting you all excited to play. I'm excited to hear you play. You're a very nice player. So when you're blowing the French horn, as you can see, you have your mouthpiece connected and everything. This is how the French horn will actually look when you're playing. And this would be a good kind of rest position, I guess you can say, for a French horn. However, when you're playing, it's going to be something that's completely different. What you want to do, first of all, is take your hand and put it inside the bell. However, you don't want to put it all the way in there because that would inherit the sound. Why don't you tell me the difference between these 2 sounds? Other than that nasty sound in there. Would you say one of them? Yeah, I know. Look at that. Disgusting. Would you say one of them was softer and the other one was louder?
Yes. One sounded very muffled. The one sounded a bit more clear.
That's right. Because the amount of hand. Hey, give me a second. The amount of hand that you put inside your bell actually affects the sound. So you don't want to put too much in there. You actually just want to put a portion of your hand in there, maybe about 2/3 of the way in there. And put your fingertips on the edge of the bell, like so. Keep your hand kind of on the outside. It gets hard to do, so go ahead and just put your hand in there. You want to just feel it, and then kind of bend your hand, keeping your fingertips on the metal. On the metal. There you go. and then you just go ahead. There you go. That's perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So when you do that, you have your hand nice in there. You can actually bring your French horn up to like this, with your bell laying on your leg. There we go. Good. And now you actually should bring the French horn to you. As you can see right here or right there, the French horn is too high for you. What you can do is swing your leg out. It will actually lower the French horn to where it's comfortable. And that is 1 stone. Okay, we're doing good on that. We got this. Good. Well, you'll also want to make sure that you have your posture correct. Nice straight back, nice straight and angled legs, keeping your air nice and firm, supported too. All right, and what you have right there is perfect. It's very nice. All right, so now we know how to buzz. Now we know how to properly hold the instrument. Now we know, a rough sketch about the instrument. Now we're going to learn our first note for today, and we'll go over some more tomorrow. It's called open C. And like you said, just like open, there are no vowels that are pushed down, no triggers pushed down, nothing's done with it. It would sound like... why don't you go ahead and give it a try. Make sure that your embouchure, is nice and... There it goes. Very nice. I have no idea what's wrong with it. I know some of the brackets. The brackets I know are kind of messing this up. But anyway, but yes, that is C, open note C. So we're just going to do some exercise on this. Yeah, it's alright. 4 beats. No, I'll go first. Alright. That's all the time we have for today. So for the next time, we'll learn some new notes and keep reviewing everything that we went over about the posture and everything. And we'll be okay. Alright?